Good evening everybody and welcome back to the 6th and last edition of the meet and greet live from Duotone Pro Center in Tenerife. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a very special evening with lots of guests. Next to me we have of course Marco Lang, we have Jordi Vonk for the intro, which is always super fun, and later we will talk with the product managers, Raoul Joa from Duotone, and of course DANI Aeberli. I said it good? Good?
Pretty good, huh?
Nice, okay. Of
good
course
enough.
From Fanatic. And we will talk with them, and of course, just like every evening, you can send in your questions in the comments below. So we will try to go through as many as possible again tonight, and we will give away a harness. It's right here.
Yeah, because since we got so much feedback or so many questions last time about the harness, we decided we're gonna give away now a new harness. So listen to the whole live stream, because we're gonna announce after the live stream, in the end of the live stream, we're gonna announce the question, and then you can win a new Duotone Team Series harness. We all using the Team Series harness, so you should get one. So, and tomorrow we're gonna announce the winner at 10 o'clock. So put your comment or your answer on Duotone Windsurfing International Facebook page, and then tomorrow you can be an owner of a new harness.
You will know more on that later on, of course. Also this week we will give away 7 days free windsurfing rent in Duotone Pro Center. So you can come and visit, sit here in our studio, check out the center, try all the boards, try all our sales, maybe meet some guys if they are still around. Anyway, you can win 1 week free rent, which is amazing. And yeah, the question for that also will be revealed later. Stay tuned. We will come back to that in a second. Then, yes, we're gonna move on. Let's check technical about it. Yeah, okay, we're gonna move on, and first we're gonna catch up a little bit with the guys next to me. Marco, tell me about your week. How was it?
Yeah, it was. We thought we're not gonna have so much wind because we actually had Kalima.
Yeah.
So we knew still Kalima from last year, which we had a pretty heavy Kalima without wind any. Like we didn't have any
international
wind.
news,
Yeah. But actually we had some windy days, 2 days? No, one day we had a really strong one, offshore wind with 7.0. Actually it was more for 5.5 or 6.2, but we were blasting with the 7.0.
Yeah, it was a special day, huh? It was.
I have my catapult, so.
I mean, for maybe the people who don't know, we always have northeast wind here, which is from the left, some waves are rolling in, and now it was southwest. Means it's from the right, it's flat water, but it can be a little gusty, and you need some space for a proper down course. So here in front of the center, the people were having fun in some gusty but nice winds. But we actually had to go out a little bit further, and the wind basically gets around the mountain, and at the end of the day we had some little tornadoes passing by where you can see 10 BWA guys, 90 kilo plus, just going down catapulting because there was a wind hose going across the starting line. It was hectic, it was insane, but a lot of fun. You know, it was. I think everyone had a good day.
Because normally you just focus on the other riders in the race, but actually you had to focus on the wind as well. So you had to look to the left. Ooh, there's a gust coming. Be ready, because if you're not ready, you
couldn't be ready for it. That was the
yeah,
problem.
that was actually a problem, because if you're like second or third and you're gonna fight with other guys, you want to hold on, you want to keep shitting in, and then suddenly the gust hits you and you cannot do anything, and you just.
It looked fun anyway. Yeah, it was some gnarly conditions. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was having a blast even after the training. There was people still going for their speed runs. El Medino turned into the Ludwig's speed course. And yeah, you already mentioned the weather was warm. Were some good training days. We didn't expect too much wind because we had the Kalima. Funny to know, the Kalima is the dust coming from the Sahara. It moves over the ocean towards the Canarian Islands, but every now and then the wind takes it away, and right now Kalima is coming your way. it's going to the north, and you will experience some of the Kalima, maybe in your hometown, maybe if you are watching now from Holland or from Germany. Keep an eye out on the sky. It's true, eh? It's actually moving now towards the north. So really interesting.
That's how we feel sometimes.
The wind is coming back, the trade wind.
Here, yeah, this week we will have the trade wind.
They get the sand, we get the wind.
Yeah,
Fair deal to me.
sounds good. No, it's interesting. Eh? Kalima, it's a common thing here. It's always coming by, and I always feel it on my lungs. It's not always comfortable. The temperature goes up, and it's dusty, and everything gets orange and weird. But yeah, you will see now in the northern of Europe. It's interesting. Then another thing. We have some premieres tonight. We have breaking news from the PWA. They just released the provisional calendar for 2021 for the slalom tour. So I think you can see it now in the screen. Marco, can you tell us a little bit? You guys both. What your expectation is for this year?
Quite exciting.
It's not only for the slalom. The whole calendar is online,
yeah.
but
So
let's face it, it looks a bit more promising for slalom than for some other events. The slalom, I think, has 8 or 9 events on the list, if I'm right.
Yeah, it's so fresh, I didn't really...
Yeah, that's why I'm not even completely sure. But even some new places. I mean, Israel, Sri Lanka. Yeah, funny. I mean, super nice to see in these days new events popping up. I mean, if they will happen is a whole other question. And I think PWA was quite clear, like, hey guys, this is what we are discussing now with the organizers. This is what was going on the background, and they also say nothing is confirmed. Nothing.
No, it's provisional.
And it's provisional always, even before the Corona times. But this time it's really like. It's unclear, but I guess it's nice to, we're training whole last year.
Yeah,
we're training here, we're pushing for this, for that calendar, for those races, and now it feels like you're training for something again.
Yeah, must be really.
I guess it always felt like you're training for something, but now you have a kind of.
I think this launching of the new calendar gives you an extra motivation, because now we're gonna see a little light end of the tunnel.
Yes.
So
maybe someone sits in front of the tunnel again. I mean, you never know. But
the times are still weird, but it's going into the right direction. Eh?
I mean, you can see it on different. Like Israel is a country where at the moment more than 50% of the people are vaccinated already.
Wow.
So it's actually. I mean, they have the vaccination since 1.5 months, I guess, and it goes really quick down there. So, which is, I guess, very positive for the event as well, because if the country is kind of in a further stage from that, I believe it's good news for the event as well.
Yeah.
But then can we actually travel there? Is everyone allowed to enter? But it's I guess an ongoing decision. But the calendar is online. It's positive news.
There is some positive input in.
I have a feeling we will start. I'm not sure if it will be before the summer, but I think we will get some races done.
The most important, I think, every single rider is ready to hit the race course.
Yeah. It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
Man, long time.
So we are already scratching on our boards and sails to
That's
get them
we kill
back.
each other here.
Yeah.
Might be some interesting results this year. Eh? 1 year, nobody really competing. It's all a bit invisible.
It's like
who has put in the work, who didn't? Let's find out.
Who was the lazy bastard?
No, but it's a light at the end of the tunnel, Marco. It's well said, and let's hope that we will see many events again and life go back to normal again. But it was big news today amongst everybody, of course. Yeah, nice.
With the live stream.
Yeah, we can share it. We feel privileged we had this moment. Yeah. All right, let's continue. Before we go on, we like always to do a little quiz. Let's go to the Luderich question challenge with Marco and Jordi. They both can also win something. They don't know what yet. But let's start. Jordi, I forgot my headphones, so you'll have to put your fingers in your ears so that you don't hear the questions. Be honest.
Will help you.
Yeah.
Put your thumbs in, huh?
Ready?
They're too small, huh?
You hear me? No, eh? Okay, Ludwig's question challenge. Marco, favorite drink?
I actually don't even hear you.
You started already, Jody. Favorite drink?
Beer.
Beer. What's your soul animal? 5 seconds per question.
Lion.
Lion. Good. Who's your best friend?
Raoul.
Raoul. Oh, that's a good.
Don't scream
Postcard
that I hear.
or email?
Email.
Favorite soccer team?
Or if I... Then I say Bayern.
Bayern.
Munich.
Good, yeah. Who is your worst competitor? The person you hate to race against? What's in your fridge right now? In your fridge? You went too late, 5 seconds.
Sorry, what was the question?
What's in your fridge right now?
Beer.
Beer. If somebody wrote a biography about your life, what would be the title?
Organized.
Organized. Okay. Mention a famous person. Doesn't matter if he's dead or alive. You would invite to your party.
Daniel Aeberli.
What kind of kid were you in high school? The clown, the princess, the shy guy, attention seeker, or the clever one?
The clever one.
Yeah, of course, the clever one. Fastest you went on your windsurf kit?
41 knots.
41 knots. Alright, and that was the last question already of the Ludwig's question challenge. Okay. Jordi! Hear me? Okay.
Fucking looks pretty good.
You're on the spot, eh? Already 1 point ahead. Good.
So
Alright.
And now you can listen because you.
I can listen to you.
You can listen.
Okay,
You know it
fine.
already. Yeah. Favorite drink?
A beer.
What's your soul animal? Soul animal.
Lion.
Lion. Who's your best friend?
I have a lot of best friends. I choose Marco.
Marco. Postcard or email?
Email.
You both are lazy, eh? Postcard is way more romantic. But okay.
I'm married already.
Favorite soccer team? Yeah.
Ajax.
Ajax. Ooh. Who is your worst competitor? The person you hate to race against.
No, I don't mind to race against Marco. It can be a couple guys. When it's a boat favorite start, it's Malte.
Malte. Both favorites of Malte. What's in your fridge right now?
Some fruit, yogurt, chocolate.
Strohwafel.
Stroopwafels in the fridge.
I always have them in the fridge.
If someone wrote a biography about your life, what would be the title?
Ooh. Everything done before 27.
Everything done before
I got a
27.
baby, I'm married.
World champion.
World champion.
That's not yet. Alright.
That's the only thing missing.
Name a famous person, dead or alive, that you would invite to your party.
Yeah.
One. You can
For
choose
sure,
one.
he said DANI because I saw because I saw on the screen somewhere someone fully cheering.
So,
So you can take actually the person next to Danny.
I take Raoul.
yes.
I want the
Both securing the contract.
Yeah,
for this guy. Well done, guys. Mission accomplished. What kind of kid were you in high school? The clown, the princess, the shy guy, attention seeker, or the clever one?
Oh, more the clown.
The clown.
Yeah.
Alright, interesting. And what's the fastest you went on your windsurfing kit?
45 point something else.
45 with something nuts. Alright.
With
was
8.4
with
No, 40.
That was the Ludwig's question challenge. I have to look to the technical department. Who won? Yeah, Jordi won this nice bottle of Brut.
Can you spray?
No. You can. Congratulations, Jordi. Thank you. Well done. Don't do it, eh? It's a
Sprayed
lot
in the
of,
direction of the camera.
Alright.
Do we have spare Duotone shirts for you guys?
Jordi, don't do it, eh? Now we go for a break quick. We go for the little break. When we come back, we will have the connection established with Raoul and DANI. Don't forget to send in all your questions. You can start already. And as soon as we are back, we're going to answer as many as possible. See you after the break. Hello, welcome back everybody. We are still live from Duotone Pro Center Tenerife. We have in the studio live Raoul and DANI from Boards and More. They will answer as many questions as possible, so don't forget to send in the questions in the comments below. Before we go on, I need to mention you can win 7 days of windsurfing rental here in Duotone Pro Center. How you can win it? Just answer the question that is in the screen. Name all the activities that we have to offer here in Duotone Pro Center. Of course, the answer goes onto our Facebook page or Instagram page from Duotone Pro Center Tenerife. And we will also give away the winner tomorrow. Later on, Marco Long will give us the question how to win
because
the harness.
If you're gonna come here to Tenerife, you need a harness.
You need a harness, yeah.
So
you can win this one later. We will give the question later, but the 7 days of
if
windsurfing
you just listen
rent,
carefully to the whole live stream, you're gonna know the answer.
plenty to win tonight.
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, as I mentioned before, we have Raoul and DANI live in the studio, and we're gonna go through as many questions as possible. thank you for joining in, Raoul and Danny. Can you guys hear me?
Of course.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Everything good? Are you guys ready?
Not as good as you guys. Hearing about your Lima stories and being so overpowered on 7.0 because it's so gusty. Then you know what this looks like.
Sorry, yeah. We are a little bit privileged to be here. We know. But you're always welcome, man. You can always pass by. All right, are you guys ready for the questions? Because they are pouring in at the moment. The first question is from Mark van Osch. It looks like the sail foot of the S-base is higher from the board mast base compared to the warp fin. Is that true? And if yes, why is that? I think that is a question to Raoul.
Honestly, I have to double check that with my chief tester Marco Lang, but from out of my head, I would say yes, it is a bit higher. And why that is, I quote Kai, having a low foot is fantastic to close the gap, but closing the gap means you have to close it. I mean, close it. As soon as you have a couple of centimeters, like that much or whatever, it's already not closed anymore, and the advantage of a closed gap is already gone. And so we're not talking about a full racing product on the S-Pace, because it has to fulfill a broad range of uses, from a cam beginner, call it, sail, up to a full-on cam free race sail. You also have to find a compromise on the outline. And once again, if you want to make it closing the gap, then it has to be really, really low cut.
Yeah. You have something to add?
Yeah, as Raoul already mentioned, it's I think the most important is like you have a little bit more control, like a little bit more comfort as on the warper, and it has to work not just on one board product. You want to use it on for example, Gecko, Blast, Check, so it has to work on the different board shapes. That's why it has a different bottom shape.
Yeah, makes sense. Great. Then we move on to the next question from Goran Bozic. Hi, do you know, are there any plans from IQ class to include other manufacturers in the future, and is Duotone and Fanatic in the mix?
Yes, the plan is that they open it for all kind of brands, as far as I know then, yeah?
Yes. We did not step into the game yet, but
we are, I think, in the game, but the thing is that they, which is understandable after all their development, they also want to first solve or serve their customers first with their products, and since there is a high demand, which is always the case when you start a new class, they said they're going to serve first everyone with their products, and then in the second wave, you can put your logo on their product.
Okay, interesting. Good. Next question, then we go on to Dominic Kochel. Hi all. Did Jordi like the Warp 8.4 on the medium board 115 on short steep wave lake Nusit, Irse, and if so, why? Fin length. Jordi unfortunately already left. He has a baby to take care of, so his time is a little bit more limited even than ours. Maybe you can say something about this, Marco?
I definitely prefer the 8.4 on the big board, because it has a bigger wind range, but definitely when the wind is like close to 7.7, maybe I would jump on the 115, because you're gonna be a bit faster, but there's always like, if the wind is too gusty, you want to have like a bigger board that to get out of the jibe, so I prefer the 140, and fin size for the 115 is like 38 to 40.
Yeah. Well, yeah, makes sense though. Big sail, bigger board. Great, thank you. I think Jordi would agree. Yeah, I think Jordi would agree. Mark van Osch, Yes, I saw a photo of the warp from Marco with different mask sleeve material. Can you elaborate on that, please? There is always a lot of discussion about the diagonal wrinkles in the sleeve.
Yes, first of all, to the wrinkles. Wrinkles are actually in the mask sleeve good because it's gonna make the sail a bit softer, the sail can breathe a bit better, it can load up, so you're gonna have a better acceleration, sail becomes a bit deeper, because if there's too much tension in the mask sleeve, the sail will feel too stiff. So you're gonna lose like control, stability, so the wrinkles in the sail are something good.
Yeah.
And I'm always trying, especially here on Tenerife, I'm always using some prototype sails. So, because we want to try some new material, especially here on the race course as well with the TWS, to see the difference, not just going against each other on 500-meter runs.
Yeah.
We want to see the material, how it works on the racing course.
Yeah, but what's the discussion?
Something to the wrinkles as well.
Yeah, of course, Raoul, feel free.
The problem is that when you add or when you work with X-Fly compared to regular mask sleeve material, X-Fly material has basically zero stretch. And since the mask sleeve area is the deepest part of the sail, you could make it wrinkle-free, but then the sail wouldn't rotate anymore. So, and to have a certain, we call it elasticity, like Marco mentioned before, you want to have the material still be able to work a bit, and this is impossible if you have it under full tension already on the beach.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it makes sense to have the wrinkles.
Makes sense.
They are supposed to be there. Yeah. Good. We go to the next question. Preparados para virar asks, hi there, when are you launching the F-Pace sizes?
I think
March
When are you
1.
that's the
March-
question to Raoul.
Raoul, 1st of March?
March 1. Yeah.
And which sizes?
March 1.
There's only one size. Oh.
Yo, if I tell you, I have to kill you.
Okay, don't tell anything then. Luckily you're far
Let's say it
away,
like
so,
this, we're gonna have an F base for every single wind.
Yeah.
It's,
For every
Also
kind
wait.
of conditions.
Great.
I'm just reading the questions, don't shoot the messenger, please. But it's very soon, the 1st of March, it's already in 1 week. Then we all know.
Yeah.
So we have to be a little bit more patient, and then we can all put our hands on the F-Paces, which are so popular. We have a lot of questions about them last weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have a foil sail.
Foiling is becoming popular.
Yeah.
The thing I can say that it's since a couple of years, since many years, the sail with the most new features.
Wow.
It's a feature monster, I would call it, and things we haven't seen from anyone before.
Yeah.
And it's a complete redesign, and this is why we gave it a new name, because some of you might remember that we had the F-Type until last year, and it's not for a reason that we renamed it into F-Pace, because it has basically nothing to do with the F-Type anymore. It's a complete redesign.
Yeah.
And the guys like DANI, for example, or Marco at the photo shooting, together with the new Fanatic board, which we also can't tell at the moment anything about, they were pretty amazed or pretty freaking out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Right, before we go on, I'm sorry to tell, we need to go for a little break because we need to fix a little bit the sound. There are some complaints coming in that the sound can be better, and we want to go for the best as possible. So, see you in a bit. We're going to fix this problem as soon as possible. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, because there's also big prizes to win. All right, everybody, welcome back. Sorry for this short break, but we go on straight away into the questions. The next question is from Patrick Heisman. He asked, "Hi Raoul, as we talked some months ago, I purchased 3 Superstars, 5.3, 4.7, 4.2 for my Fanatic Freewave 115 liters for stronger winds. For stronger winds, he's 105 kilos. Now, I saw that you also offer small e-paces. Would this have also been an option, or is the Superstar the better combination with the Freewave and e-pace better matching to the Blast?" It's a long question.
I would love to give these concrete answers. Yes, no, kind of discussion. This one is a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I remember the guy, since he's also, like me, or like all of us, on the heavy side of life. It really depends. If you would want to go more for maneuver-oriented windsurfing, like bump and jump, or maybe occasionally waves, handling-oriented windsurfing, I would stay with the Superstar. If you say, no, my world is blasting around back and forth and occasional whatever tricks, duck jibes and so on, and going in in waves but not in breaking waves, I would at least give the e-pace, the smaller ones, a consideration, because Adam and Kai, they spend quite a bit of time on these sizes. And we did these sizes because we got the feedback when we canceled the super session.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you have the Superstar and it has only 4 battens, and 4 battens is so wavy. And it's all mental.
Yeah.
Because the sail is as good for free wave or bump and jump as the super session used to be.
Yeah.
But with only 4 battens. But for these kind of guys who think, oh no, I need to have at least minimum 5 battens. Yeah, the e-pace in the small sizes might be something to consider.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm sorry that I can't give a concrete answer, since both sails might work for that guy pretty well. It really depends on which kind of conditions you want to use the sail.
Yeah. That's windsurfing. Yeah.
Yes.
It's always changing, conditions are changing. But it's true, right? With the Superstar, the more bigger sizes, they tend to go more towards free ride, while the smaller are more wave oriented. So if you're a heavy guy, then also the bigger sizes are good for the free wave.
I would say even the smaller sizes, they work wonderfully in waves,
Mm-hmm.
but you can use them for the typical bump and jump, flat water conditions. I think that there is no difference, or we didn't feel when we tested those sails against the super session, we didn't feel any difference.
No. All right. They're really good sails. That's what we already know.
And to put the last point to that, I strongly believe that it's not about how many batten a sail has. It's more about where the draft position is. Is it forward or further back? Is it higher or lower? And since the super session and the Superstar have a very, very similar draft position, they are very similar.
And compared to the e-pace, the Superstar?
The e-pace has also a very forward draft position, is slightly lower. So it's slightly more, call it locked in feeling for going fast, or giving you a sensation of going fast.
The Superstar gives a little bit more lift to the board.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I would go on the e-pace, maybe I'm gonna choose maybe a smaller blast, and if we're gonna go on the Superstar, I would choose the free wave.
Yeah. Well, very, very clear. It's quite a concrete answer. Thank you. The next question is for Daniel. For foiling, many people need to uphaul because we use smaller sails. Will there be a larger version of the foil styler released, and if so, when?
What did we just say first of March? No, the foil collection will be extended and also changed a little bit. And you will see shortly, we have a full collection coming which covers pretty much all the needs you wish for.
All right, soon.
Sorry to interrupt, but the only thing I heard from the Fanatic guys, since we are not sharing the office, but we are just neighbors in our offices, I heard from Craig that they will coming a bit later with their foil boards.
Yeah, the release is a little bit later, but like the whole setup, I would say, with the F-Pace and the board collection we're bringing on, we have something matching for every kind of riding style, I would say. Really cool.
Wow.
And that combination, the new Stingray, because I did with Jordi the photo shoot, that brings really like the windsurfing foiling on the next level. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's
Wow. What's
like
so
the
incredible?
handling, early planing. It's
more.
this I never had in windsurfing, so it's really exciting.
Let's say that that's the usual thing. If a new discipline, or it's more than a new discipline here, we're talking DANI, pops up, then the evolution steps in the beginning obviously are much bigger. Like when kiting started. Every year you had to have a new kite because the one from last year was becoming close, or the new one was twice as good. And that's pretty much the same at the moment with foiling.
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's
development.
an exciting thing for all of us, right? So you have so many steps in terms of foil development, board development, in combination with sail development. So basically, when you finish like the new range, you're like, oh, this is incredible compared to what we have. Even the current stuff is really good already. The steps, like Raoul said, are much bigger and more exciting for all of us, and of course for the customer as well.
Yeah. It's definitely true.
If you can't get your hands on them.
No, but you guys are on top of it and releasing beautiful products every year, and we're all excited to see what's coming in March and after. We cannot say too much, but definitely a lot of development going on, and you guys are doing an amazing job. Let's move to the next question from Dominic Kochel. Marco said the SDM Platinum mast stayed the same for many years, which I welcome. Did the change of the carbon covering materials change something, or could such influence be avoided?
Carbon covering material we're talking about?
Did the change of the carbon covering materials change something?
I think he means like the fiberglass.
Yeah, the quality of the carbon we're using. Yes, of course. Anything you change on a board, or on a mast, or even on a sail, on anything, when you change materials, it influences obviously the performance, and in this case also the bend curve. So when we change, upgrade most of the times materials, then obviously we need to samples and adjust the bend curve. So just bend curve means we would talk in less than millimeters, so that in the end the mast works exactly the same as before. And like Marco said, we have not changed the bend curves or the behavior of our mast since many years. And that's something which also comes from Kai, because Kai wants to reduce variables, and a mast is a huge variable.
Yeah.
You might have a mast which could, in theory, give you a better rig, but with this variable, you would first of all piss off old customers because it's not retro compatible anymore, at least for racing products. And second of all, Kai would start not from zero, but it would first drive him so much back that it would take years to come to the same level of performance. And this is also one of the major reasons why we are hardly ever changing our masts.
So if I'm gonna test some new mast, my reference mast is always like a random mast from the past.
Yeah.
Even I still have a racing mast from 2014. Jordi has some racing mast from 2 years ago. So the mast, the performance, okay, we changed a little bit the material, but the mast performance is the same and will stay the same for the next years.
Yeah.
Not gonna change anything.
No, that's good to know.
Yeah.
For people buying sails, and if your mast still works, you don't need to buy a new mast.
No.
Because
we
They
gonna
don't
keep.
Yeah, you keep
Yeah.
the specs, so to say, the specs. Oh, thank you for this answer, guys. Thank you. The next one is for DANI from Simon Moore. DANI, do you have got any plans to change the blast?
Yes, the blast we're working on since quite a while. The thing is, in the beginning we thought that the blast is so excellent for foiling as well, because of its parallel outline concept, that we try to go with the blast a bit more extreme towards more compatible or convertible to a foil board, and we kind of never matched the performance of the current production board, because we're still really happy with all those sizes. And now, as foiling will be kind of not like an extra range, I would say, if some guys want to go in light wind or just foil, have a really specialized board, and therefore we take the blast back to his own kind of usage, I would say, and we are working on a new one for the upcoming range. But we just launched the Ultra collection now, so we're really happy with the range like it is from the blast, and also with the graphics. I think the feedback is quite nice.
Yeah, but you want to make the blast more compatible for foiling, what I understand.
Yes, that was the previous idea, but it looks like it's anyway a really good board for foiling. But we're gonna keep it as a free race or free ride performance board, I would say, in the range.
Yeah, nice. Customers love it here as well. It's a very good all-rounder.
Something to add from an insider from my side. Whenever I speak to Dani, I'm like, about the blast, he's like, we tried it again, and it's a really shit development, because we cannot make it better. So many times he went by Oberhaching telling me, you know what, I tried a new blast prototype again. It's still by far not as good as the production one. So it is a difficult task, it seems to be.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
If you have a good product, don't change it.
No? You like the blast?
Yeah. Because the blast is doing everything. It doesn't matter if I go on the E-pace, blasting around, or even if it's picking up a little bit, it's even good for a bump and jumper. Like, it's incredible board here.
Yeah, I remember people needed to get used to the shape a little bit, and then as soon as they try it, they jump on it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Which I love the most about the blast, it is so exciting.
Yeah.
For a slalom board, you always try to have a board which is super controllable and always knows on the water. Because these guys are going so high speed, it's all about control. But on the blast, you really feel the speed, and this I think makes really popular among your customers.
Yeah, and it planes super early. That's also a very good aspect of that board. Yeah. Makes sense. Thanks for this good answer, guys. Some nice insights. I know that you two are not the responsible ones for the wing foiling, but the next one is about this, because it's a hot product. I'm sorry. Goran Bozic asked, are we getting a specific wing gear for each discipline, or do you plan to keep the range simple? Any new board and wing shapes coming out soon? Maybe you guys know a little bit about it.
Everything will stay very simple. No, you can imagine the pace we are going in terms of R&D on this wing board, in terms of shape, technology, foil development, wing development, boom development. It's absolutely amazing, and there's many guys aboard the more involved from all different sections, from Fanatic and from the Duotone section, and there's so much workforce behind that, because it's actually needed, and also very exciting, because it's something new where you're really stepping into the dark, and the evolution is amazing. I mean, every single product which comes new, it's always like, oh wow, and even already now we're actually thinking that we have really good stuff, and there is always kind of the next level, and it's growing. I mean, you guys can see it, and I think not just as an alternative, also as an extra additional sport, I would say it's great.
Yeah, it's an amazing sport, and it's growing fast, and the development is rapid. It's true. He cannot keep up with it. No. But let's stick to you guys, specialists. Specialisms. Nacho Fernandez asked, this year a new warp foil does not come out? Stays like this? Warp foil?
It will stay like this.
It will stay like
We
this.
put so much energy and time into the warp developing last year, warp foil developing, and the whole team is really surprised, I would say, and about the performance, because we made from the first warp foil we brought up 2 years ago to the previous one like a huge step. So that's why we're gonna keep it for this year.
Good.
Yeah, plus we have to say, I think it was never on a PWA racing yet.
Actually, yes, that's true.
Wow.
That's actually true.
So, talk about next year's model. We're not even knowing how competitive it is really in a race. We know, of course, from you guys in Tenerife that we are very competitive. But in a PWA race, it's always a bit different. And I think we should first get a bit feedback on that one.
Yeah, don't go too fast. There are limits. No, but that makes sense. It's a lot of products are not tested yet on the racetrack on the PWA tour.
That's why we're gonna
see how the sale is performing. Yeah. Now maybe we will see it soon.
hopefully.
The provisional calendar is out. Fingers crossed it will all happen. But now we go on to the next question. Rasmus Zaurins. Hello, I don't want to buy a 340 mast because it's too expensive. How should I trim a 3.7 Superhero or even a 3.4 with a 370 mast? Yeah. Who's gonna take this question? Marco, you can you give the intro. Or
I think it's pretty straightforward with the VTS dots. It's not that it's impossible to rig these sails or these sizes on a 370. It's not as soft, and you have a bit more mass sticking out the top. But just rig it as all the other sails according to the VTS dots, I would say.
Yeah. If you go like, this is what I always learned from the wave guys. If you go like down the line conditions, hookkeeper, you're gonna use a little bit less downhill. You're gonna go to the minimum dot. If you go like for jumping here, Tenerife or Poso, you're gonna go to the max.
Yeah.
So with a longer mast, I guess you need a little bit more downhill because it's stiffer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna recommend the sail with always two master. We're gonna have the best one, and the second one, like for the 340 or 370, the 370.
Yeah.
But the sail also works perfectly.
What's the biggest difference? Is
And
the
I
stiffness?
the biggest difference is the stiffness, and of course, as I said, mass sticking out of your top. Which, if you overdo this, it looks a bit old schoolish. If you have whatever 1 meter 50 sticking out at the top, you feel like Robbie Nash in the 80s. That is just unnecessary weight in the top, and top is really bad due to the leverage. So you see, I'm starting already to sell the guy into the 340 again. And I'm trying hard again because another insider, we're gonna have the 340 as gold edition as well. How about that? So
Wow,
that expensive
that's big news.
anymore.
No,
I got him on the needle.
Good news. So, Rasmus.
And I give you another insider on top of that. You're talking about downhole, VTS dots, blah blah blah. Next year, I mean, end of this calendar year, we will have something finally solving. More I cannot say at the moment, but it's going to be something similar to the VTS, to the Power XT for the outdoor.
Wow.
This is what I can tell you at the moment.
He wants to make it exciting.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit musk there over there, Decker.
How about yourself, Dani? Have you ordered your Model Y already?
No. Still saving.
The big choco fins for the next Tesla.
All right. Let's stick to the questions, guys. We get
Sorry.
carried away. It was already before the show. The guys were having a lot of fun together. It's
We hate our job.
yeah, we can tell. You transmit it through the screen. It looks horrible what you guys are doing.
We hate our job. We hate our job. We hate our lives.
Thanks for sharing, Raoul. You can always come here and also talk to us, or just windsurf. That's the best medicine if you hate your life. But don't worry.
Right.
We go on with some more questions. Also from Rasmus Saurins. How must curve sensible are small wave sails at all? Looks like he's a little bit upset.
Okay. It all depends on how many times you're going to use your small sail and what is really a small sail. For me, a 4.2, or for all of us in this circle, a 4.2, I think, is our smallest sail we ever going to use. I remember there was this one Tenerife session we had, DANI and me, and I think we were on 3.7. But that
3.7 and 3.4, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was since 10 years.
And at the gorge, we were on 3.4s.
Yeah, okay. That's a very special spot. So if you are using your 3.7 maybe once a year, you could say, yeah, but for once a year, fuck it, I go for a 370. Why buy an extra mast? On the other hand, the harder the conditions get, the more important it is to have the right stuff, because you're struggling so much with these conditions already. Plus, you're not sailing usually, apart from living in Pozo or at the gorge. You're sailing it so less or not very often that you're not used to the sail, and you're struggling with these conditions. And therefore, it would be better to have the perfect mast. On the other hand, I understand anyone saying, hey, come on, for that one session a year, I'm not spending another 600-700 euro just for the perfect mast. Yeah. So it's all about how much money you have and or are able to spend, and how many times you really use your stuff.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, but Rasmus can now save a little bit less money because the gold mast is going to be in 340, which is considerably cheaper.
I said I got him.
Yeah. That's good. That's good news for Rasmus. But you can survive with your 370 mast. That's basically the story. We have Peter van der Zande coming in with the next question already. Hi, on YouTube there is a video from 2016 about your molded wave sail. Do you think the 3DI molded sail technology still has a future in windsurfing? Yeah, it's a difficult one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Expensive one.
Good point.
Before we had this disagreement, let's call it, with our former licensees, and we were forced to change our brand name. We were testing this technology, yes. And I can only tell you what we have found out at this time, which is 3-4 years ago. And I can honestly tell you that we stopped this trend, or I decided to stop it basically before the problems started. So it had nothing to do that we were in bad discussions with our license. That was before already, where we decided to stop it. Reason why we stopped it is it's basically a pre-preg technology, similar to what is used for boards or masts or booms. It's just much thinner so that the sail can still move around from one side to the other. And the good thing is that it apparently doesn't age. So compared to monofilm, where you have the problem with sunlight, at the end, latest, I would say, if you use it really regularly, after 5 years, you have to replace your sail. On a 3DI sail, in theory, you could sail it 10 years. On the other hand, who would love to have such a high-end sails for 10 years? Because even in windsurfing, since, yes, it is a very developed sport, and yes, we're making only small steps every year, but in 10 years, these small steps add up to a very big step.
Yeah.
And so I think, especially these super high-end customers, they are not looking for a product which lasts 10 years. It should last more than 1 year for sure, because they might want to sell their Ferrari after 1 year and buy a new Ferrari. And this is how they might act accordingly with their sail. But 10 years or more might be even too much. And the problem we discovered with 3DI is, first of all, I personally thought it's really ugly looking. I mean, ugly. And yeah, sorry, just honest, straightforward, ugly looking.
For the people that are not that don't know the sail, how does it look? And
it's the we used to build was yellowish, and you could print it like America's Cup sails, print a big logo on it. But compared to these, and that's I think the major reason why people buy membrane sails. Membrane sails, if you unroll a membrane sail, no matter if it's a Severn or ours or whatever, there are many membrane sails on the market. You just go, wow, how cool is that?
Yeah,
it's a typical, sorry for the word, it's a typical dick extender. You unroll the sail and you're like, wow. And the 3DI is the opposite. Yeah. It's not the wow. It's as I said, the opposite of the dick extender. And optics are really, really also important. Otherwise, Apple would not sell any products. And the sail lasts 10 years. Fantastic. Who needs that? Really, especially this kind of customer. The sail was heavier. At least our prototype was heavier, and we had a couple of prototypes than membrane. So, the performance was pretty good. No discussions about it. And the optics were shitty. And this is why we said, okay, compared to a membrane sail, we thought it's much harder to sell that kind of product, and this is why we stopped development of 3DI. Yeah. And once again, it was way before the troubles occurred with our licensee. That was a decision, or we as a team at that time made, and our Fanatic friends, they also said, commercially, at least difficult. Yeah, that's the whole story.
Yeah, I can imagine. Then it's a hard decision, no? Still,
it is. It has advantages, but the disadvantages in our eyes were, at least for a commercial product, bigger than the advantages.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for this insight, Raoul. Very, very, very interesting stuff. Other question where the people has to pay attention a little bit, I'm afraid. Can you tell me when you guys met for the first time?
I guess it was not yesterday.
It was not yesterday, I'm afraid.
So let's start DANI first.
No, Raoul, you can start with the king of the lake. I can bring the example from Craig with the Fanatic board, blow my mind. Start with the introduction.
Okay. It was King of the Lake, yes, but you remember the year?
Must have been 2002 or 1 or something.
Something like that. Okay.
2000, sorry.
2000.
2000.
It was 2000.
Yeah.
So 21 years ago. Jesus Christ. Millennium. Okay.
I heard Danny was on his peak freestyle career.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, the peak came later. I was still going.
I was already way past my freestyle career, let's say.
In
And
2000.
Dani was a baby. No, he was a young and super enthusiastic guy. And I still remember as if it was yesterday. I went with my girlfriend at that time, future wife. She's not a windsurfer, I have to say. She is not a windsurfer. And whenever we went to Garda, she was like, yeah, holiday Garda, long weekend. And every after week, she was like, oh, fuck you, I hate you. With all these windsurfers, understanding nothing. Basically, it's like a foreign language for her. If a couple of windsurfers talk to each other. And there I met Dani at the Conquer, where we have our Duotone Pro Center. But it was not Dani alone. It was Lucky, one of his best friends, and it was our Mistral distributor Marcel, yes. Marcel at that time, and Dani. Three Swiss. Jesus Christ. And you know how Swiss are. Especially Lucky. Let's go into the detail from the detail. And I was feeling like in a trial. All the three guys were like, and my wife was sitting beside me, and she was like, and the only thing I remember, hey, one of the three is at least a funny guy. And that was Dani.
That was when the Fanatic gate bad nose came out. It was incredible. Craig was there. He had the car full of the first few boards, and one of my Swiss friends, he got one from him delivered. And I like fully F2 branded everywhere. And Craig came with that board, I remember, like, here for you. It was like 5.7 or 5.6 kilograms. And I was holding it in my hand. I was like, I wanted to say it's not so exciting, but I almost cried. It was so amazing.
It had the EVA on the nose.
Yeah.
That was the end of my freestyle career. At that time, I was just carrying around the board and was like, yeah, I'm the dude.
So what was like the signature move or the big move these days? Now we have like the double air culo. What was like
I think Spock was it at that time.
And Nick Baker did wheelie skippers, and he had the Mistral board with the 3 ribs in the nose.
The Joker, the Mistral Joker.
With 3 ribs to stop feet from sliding.
Hey, the Joker? Who did the Joker? You didn't know. I was product manager at North in Mistral. No, we don't say that name anymore. Former friend before Duotone. And besides a side job, I was doing Mistral product manager. Wow. And Mistral was such a boring old brand that I said, hey, do something really cool. And of course, you do that always with the freestyle board at that time. And then we came up with the comic graphic on the board. And the name art, the idea was my idea.
Amazing. Before we continue, guys, there seemed to be a small Danny with your headphone. Can you maybe take it off? Take it out? The microphone seems to have a little bit of problems.
Bye.
Yeah. Can you still hear me? Do you hear me, Danny?
Is it working now?
There was a small technical
any better?
With the. We will continue and see if the sound is better.
So 2000 they met for the first time. Cool,
in 2000 they met for the first time.
21 years. Wow. And yours. I have to say, I'm really glad, happy tonight, because I think it's the first time in years that Dani and me are not running the show, but we are just guests. And it's also the first time ever that we are together in the show. Usually it's like, Fanatic starts and he does a show, and after Fanatic is finished, and the guys are dead, then I take the show, or vice versa.
But who cooks the guys better? Who cooks the guys better?
Boil them.
No, it's a pleasure to have you guys both at the same time in the center. You are the stars, not just guests. I mean, you are the faces behind the brand.
Without them, we would not sit here, maybe. Yeah?
No. Danny, your headphone seems to be broken, so it may be better if you just talk to without, just to your computer.
Talk to yourself.
I got some comments inside, and that there is some small technical difficulties with your headphones. So maybe this is better. We continue. Sorry guys, we have some more questions. We have to continue with them. Dominic Kochel asks, when should you exchange parts of the Power XT 2.0 for SDM? Which parts, depending on which wear and tear? Is there any guideline for that?
I never change anything. The tip what I always give everybody is like wash it in fresh water and use silicone spray. This is what
the tip I give everyone after the first Corona lockdown, I had spent 6 weeks on the website. Go to the website.
Yeah, good idea.
Because we put all these maintenance tips and tricks onto the product pages. As I said, that was my personal extra effort during the lockdown when I had nothing else to do. And we really upgraded the products. On every single product page you find tips and tricks and maintenance and whatsoever, even videos. Videos also you can find on our YouTube channel, and there it's super clearly explained.
Yeah, that's all about maintenance, but a little bit of silicone spray, fresh water, and as soon as if they wear out too much, you can buy the parts separate. No?
Yeah.
Easy, and all the videos how to do it are online. You make our life so easy, eh? Amazing.
Sorry, the spare parts you can even buy directly over our web spare parts shop, because not every dealer has all the spare parts on stock. No. And this is why we started this service, that everyone can have quick access to any spare part necessary.
It's brilliant. Then a question from JD. Are you launching a free race foil sale between the warp foil and F-Pace, or something between the warp foil and F-Pace, and when? That is...
you said before, don't shoot the messenger.
Sorry.
If I answer this one, I would have to first kill you, Joost, and then the guy, what's his name? And by saying so, that answers everything, huh?
Yeah. JD wants to stay incognito. He just has two letters.
No, I said we can't answer that, but from my answer, you can also maybe guess.
That means already a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, we go to the next one from Rasmus Zaurens. I use an IN 2019 Radium Team Size M harness. There it comes again. Having short size 30, but using it with an L size spreader, which makes it even more comfortable, because your body sides get squashed less. That was originally the idea of spreader bars et al. Not squash body sideways. How do you decide that spreader width for sizes? How do you decide spreader width for sizes? And why not let the customer make the decision when he buys it? It's a complicated.
No, it's a pretty straightforward question, and actually, it's a good question. At Iron, they sell the harness and the spreader bar separately, because I agree, the wider the spreader bar, and I think Marco and DANI will agree to this as well, the wider the spreader bar, the more comfortable it is, because it doesn't squeeze in your ribs. On the other hand, the wider the spreader bar, the more tendency it has to ride up on your body, because not everyone is shaped like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And even especially like looking at all of us.
All regular Johns. Yeah.
So it is a valid point. On the other hand, we are just offering call it Pro model, a Duotone Pro model, and therefore we said, okay, with what we think is the best all-round spreader bar width for that harness. But if you go to a harness specialist like Iron, of course, you can then adjust or buy the hook separately from the harness.
Yeah. And it's a matter of personal taste as well. Some make them a little bit oversized, some a little bit smaller, some have the sitting harnesses. It's always a question of
But as Raoul
taste.
said, I prefer also to use like a smaller bar, so I can use it more tight, and that it's not going to move up.
Yeah. It also depends which discipline. In wave,
the waves,
you want to push it down.
Yeah.
You want to have it hanging a little bit on your hips.
Yeah.
So it's also for what discipline you use it in.
But especially the team series harness, I know that Victor or Ricardo or Freestyle or Pierre from the slalom, they all use the original hook.
Yeah.
So hook bar.
DANI is also super sensible about his harness going up, and that's always a big topic. I also hate it, honestly.
Yeah, it's with all the harnesses.
It has to be comfortable.
Yeah. But it's finding the right balance, I think. Pieter van der Zande. Some new board brands use adjustable cut-out plates on their slalom range. What are your thoughts on this new technology, Danny? I think this
New
one.
technology. Now soon it's new. No, the thing about adjustable cutout plates, of course you can tune your boards towards any kind of conditions using them. We at Fanatic, I would say, we took a little bit of extra time to kind of create all those different cutout sizes to find the right mixture, I would say. I mean, sometimes we really go extreme and then backwards, and we just wanted to make it easier. You kind of unpack the board and you have a board which we can guarantee it kind of works as its best in all conditions you're using it, and that's important for us. I think it makes it a little bit too complicated for the customer at the end of the day to be able to tune too many things. You still can tune with foot straps and must foot positions, but I think it's the right weight. Plus, you save a lot of weight because you need to have inserts, which on the bottom as well, and extra screws, and it's just making the board heavier.
And imagine the customer stands on the beach with the plates in the hand. Yeah, which one I should take now? So, and as DANI said, we are testing the board in all kind of conditions.
Yeah.
And as he said, the board works in all kind of conditions, and we're gonna test it to the maximum. And we're gonna have like a good average setting.
Yeah.
Please let me add something to this as well. In boards and more, let's say, especially for Fanatic windsurfing and Duotone windsurfing, we always try to be as plug and play as possible. Because we think windsurfing isn't by any means easy to set up sport, especially compared to the wing, which you go on the water, and off you go. You might squeeze whatever 0.5% of performance out of something, but if it means that you have to fiddle around another half hour, forget about it. We want to have plug and play, and we want to have happy customers, and we don't want to have customers who have to read manuals or watch videos for an hour. The stuff has to be self-explanatory. And that is our major goal with everything we do. We always have this in mind. The stuff has to be set up fast and as easy as possible. We don't want to spend our time at the beach. Yes, there are people who love to talk about their rigging and whatever for half a day, but then they might miss the most exciting part, the windsurfing itself.
Yeah, of course. We all have the guys in our community now that one, not more, they rig a new sail, a little wave, they come to get a new board. It's, you want to go to the water, stick to the gear, it needs to work. Right. Yeah, I fully agree. Yeah.
Having said this, it's also very important. We do not make any compromise in terms of performance, so that's very important for us as well. So we want to, like Raoul said, we want to deliver plug and play, but we also want to deliver the best we can to the market, and for sure we don't do any compromise in terms of performance on racing equipment.
No. But only the which is still accessible. So it doesn't help if you have in theory whatever, give it 10% better performance, but no one can adjust the shit. You're like, yeah, okay, who wants to use it?
Yeah,
it's like a Ferrari where you cannot shift the gears.
And I guess in theory it's faster, but nobody is able to shift the gears. No, and I guess DANI with Fanatic did a great job because we're world champion. We had 3 guys 2019 in the top 10. So I think we did a good job with our blades and cutouts.
Yeah.
Love to celebrate, right? Well, we can actually still celebrate it, but just on our own. That's a bit sad. Celebrate. We should. Okay.
Well, thanks for this great insights. Next question is also directed to you, DANI. Yes. You are well into your remote control gliders. Does this help with your work with the foils?
Actually, to be honest, you do. Of course, it's water flow and airflow is not the same. But in theory, you can actually get quite a little bit of knowledge about aerodynamics converted into the foiling. But I would say the feeling in the air on the foil is similar towards steering, even you don't have rudders compared to gliders. It's compatible, and I think it helps me to understand certain parameters a bit more easy. So there is some parallels, but of course it's not the same thing.
No.
And the most important thing, it helps DANI to buy a new car.
From time to time.
Research.
So I can still more foils.
Yeah, DANI is not just an incredible windsurfer, he's also a European champion, and you're working on the world title, huh?
No, I'm world champion.
Sorry, DANI, sorry.
Fired.
Last year, no, 2019. I was German champion as a Swiss. I was European champion, and I was world champion.
Wow. Congratulations, well.
And he has all titles in his pocket.
And we were world champions the same year. So actually 2019, I knew it's only gonna get worse, and look where we sit now.
That was all before Corona, so we could still celebrate.
Actually, it was like, it's like the stock market. It's like, and then,
Well, you picked at the right moment, DANI. That's good. Well done.
Yeah, I just didn't celebrate hard enough. If I would have known what's happening, I would have went a bit hard.
2020 was another year to celebrate. No. It was impossible even to celebrate. You could celebrate alone in the lockdown.
Oh, we can celebrate now.
Yeah, well, we are celebrating. It's still a pleasure.
We're celebrating the PWA calendar. We are that far yet.
Yeah. Times are weird still. Times have changed. But we are positive.
Yes.
And there's more questions coming in from Goran Bozic. Any reason there is no carbon SDM Power XT in the range? We went through this question last week. Yeah.
The guy missed the live stream last week.
Yeah, Goran, you missed the live stream last week. But we will explain it to you, of course, no worries. Who is gonna take this one?
I was
come
explaining
on,
it last
Marco.
week. I think now it's time for you, Raoul.
It's your turn, Raoul.
Maybe you have to explain it better because maybe I did something wrong.
Let me say something. Remember, I always had this carbon RDM extension. And every year I went around, I was like, look, I know commercially it makes no sense. What about the carbon extension? What about we don't need it. And then one year later, Klaas walked into Raoul's office and he said, what about we make this very light, very unique RDM extension? And poof, it was already on the market. So maybe we just have to push Raoul now. Even I know it does not make much sense in terms of...
The thing is, Klaas can be really persistent, as you know. No, like Marco explained last time, a carbon, an SDM, since it's most likely then used on a warp, it simply bends a bit more than an aluminium extension, and therefore, at least our World Cup guys said, if anything, it makes the sail a bit less performing, something no one else than a World Cup rider will ever feel. But sorry again for the word. A carbon extension is a big extender as well. It's a work for all these Ferrari guys, and for the RDM, it's a wonderful product that we can state, hey, we have the lightest extension on the market, which we do have, but I would rather spend €600 on a 370 mast or 340 mast to bring that up again than the carbon extension, because the carbon extension, it's the lowest part of your rig. And don't forget about the leverage. The leverage is the most important thing you should always keep in your mind. Leverage here and leverage here. So what you want to have is a boom which is as light as possible in the tail, and a mast which is as light as possible in the top. But if you have 100 times more or less in the bottom of your rig, no one, not even Marco Lang and his gang will ever feel any different.
It's a nice band name. Marco Lang and the gang.
Marco Lang and the gang.
It's a new live stream name.
He has to start a band now just because the name is so good.
No, but as Raoul said, I think nobody will feel the difference.
No.
If it's gonna be 1 kilo or 1 kilo less, you're not gonna feel. And the aluminium extension performs well, so
it's good. But for the gear freaks that want an extra little bit less weight or whatever, it's good to have the option now. But for the SDM, you explained it is simply too weak because the wall is thinner compared to the SDM, and you don't want to take any chance.
Spend your money somewhere else.
Yeah.
340.
Says the product manager from Duotone. Yeah. Well, if he says so, it is so. We go to the next question from Patrick Heisman. Hi Daniel, could you please give some insight why there is every year only one board offered in Techstream technology?
We had the Blast in the previous year in Techstream, and the LTD version we are offering in terms of strength and weight is also really, really good. And there was just not enough demand for a Techstream version. We were thinking about any kind of directions, and it wasn't really asked much. So even we are actually focusing a little bit more on the eco program, and the freeway will stay, of course, in the Techstream version, and we're upgrading that from time to time. But yeah, it's just in terms of needs.
Yeah, perfectly clear. Thank you very much. Then we have the question coming in from Joris Brands. How much do you guys look at other brands?
Rani, you go.
It's very exciting. I mean, it's also exciting to try some other products from time to time, because I think it's, for Raoul and me, for sure the same. I think you only get better if you are actually aware of what the others are doing and also appreciating what the others are doing. There are other brands which are doing amazing products on the market. Of course, we believe we're doing the best ones out there. That's our job, and that's what we want to achieve. But the other brands are doing some amazing stuff, and we tried some stuff which we said, wow, this is incredible from others. But we also tried some stuff from guys which we're like, oh, that's not as good as we actually thought. But that's what it's important. If we try it personally on one of our team riders, it's always important that you look over the fence, of course.
Yeah.
And then for us, it's really important also we kind of go our own way. So we do not have any copies of anything. At the end of the day, you have to draw your line yourself and just learn of what the others are doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the most important part in life, not for your personal life, but also for your professional life, never get arrogant or ignorant, because ignorance is always the beginning of the end. Look at Nokia, when Apple came with their smartphone. Ignorance will always kill you.
Yeah.
And you can be proud of yourself, of your achievements. And yes, we are proud of certain things we've done, but we are never ignorant. And this is why we always are super excited to see any other brands or competitors' product, because for us we are windsurfers like we used to be when we were only customers. So we are still super excited. We were like child seeing something popping up, and I'm the first one, and DANI the same for the boards. Calling, you get a hold of that whatever boom or extension or sail or board or fin from that brand that looks really sexy, and little childs when we see that. And sometimes we are, as DANI said, wow, fuck, that is really cool in this aspect. And sometimes we are like, okay, great marketing, but the product, the performance, if you look at it, objectively, wow, really sucks. And everything helps, negative experience and positive experience. And that's also a very important thing. DANI and me also in our jobs learned, when you're testing, sometimes the testers or the designer are so much focused on a certain point, on one point where they say, hey, the sail has to become faster or the board, and then they go in very small steps into this direction, and then they forget about all the other things that really happened in the past, and then you have a product, a sail or a board, which is super mega fast, but it doesn't turn anymore, because the guys were just in their channel and is developing away from that. You have to have a product, at least for the majority of the products, which has to have a certain all-round character or perform in any way, and that is one of the major jobs of DANI and me to occasionally step in and check the guys are not developing too far into one direction. Yeah. And that really happens in super small, from one prototype to the next one, and you don't even realize it as a tester. But for us, coming from the production then to the latest prototype, sometimes it's very obvious that we say, "Ooh, Jesus Christ, yeah, it is fast, but unfortunately, you cannot turn it anymore."
Yeah. You have to stay sharp.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Oh, good insights. Dominic Kochel asked, how did the Falcon foot straps change since 2018?
First of all, we introduced the measurement inside the strap, unchanged, and as we changed the logo at Fanatic, we changed the material of the leather, and everything else in terms of thickness and the material basically stayed the same so far. So pretty much as I tried the last straps on that board, it felt to me quite similar or the same like it is. Of course, when they are new and you use them a little bit, they are totally different. That's just the way it is, especially when they're new. I would say if you use them 10 times, they're going to be, like you can see that at the center, they are not breaking. So they are, I would say, how is they called? It's like a shoe. It gets very comfortable.
But to have the measurements now in the foot strap is one of the best features.
Yeah.
Because
the numbering. Yeah.
I always try to, if you have once a position, like especially in slalom, you want to have like a comfortable position. How you can copy it in the next one? Because you had nothing to measure, and now you actually have this measurement. So you just take from the, let's say the 140, you have a perfect position. Just copy to the other sizes.
That is for us here in the center also the most useful part for the foot strap. You'd say to your guest, you adjust them here inside. Look at the number.
It's actually
Don't
simple.
Forget it. Whatever board you grab, just remember the number, and your foot strap is in the right position.
So you don't have to go to a beach, putting this board into the sand.
No, with all the rocks here.
Yeah.
No, that's.
So thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Whoever had the idea.
We had to do it because Marco always made the straps smaller on the slalom boards, and every time we spoke back, I was like, It's true story. I was like,
I like
Marco
it.
use it again.
Marco likes the front foot strap always a little bit smaller than me, so I'm nicely always slipping out on the straight. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And I go all the way to the middle of the board when Danny is using the board. So it's a nice compromise.
That's where the numbering came in handy. Yeah. Well, makes sense, guys. Yeah.
Simpler. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Definitely. We have another question.
Plug and play.
Yeah. Plug and play indeed. Plug and play.
Plug and play.
What about a meet and greet with Sebastian Wenzel? He is somehow missing. Rasmus Zourens mentions.
So look where he is.
He's lost.
No, of course. I mean, he's doing his job from Portugal. He lives in Portugal with his family. We do have there our R&D kind of headquarter with the shaping room as well and the CNC machine, and all prototype boards get made in that factory down there, which is like amazing setup he did there. And then from there we kind of distribute the boards all around the world. Wherever we go, we ship them by truck or by air, and then they go to the place where we test the boards, and then we fly there. Or the best, like for example, the Duotone Center in Tenerife is perfectly for testing because we have, of course, a center with all the boards, so we can cross test. That's great, and that for Sebastian is still 100% at Fanatic, but I would say a little bit more in the background than in the previous years, which doesn't make any difference, I would say.
No, yeah.
But we can both say I think he's a super nice guy and a super family character. He can be a bit, call it, positive grumpy at times.
Positive grumpy.
I never heard about that.
Well.
Positive grumpy,
I'm so happy
but he is a but he's a super. It's similar like Kai. Kai is a bit more extreme in his grumpiness sometimes, but they're both designers.
We said before, the only most important thing that we have bought some more Christmas party soon, so we can all get together again one day.
With our
grumpy
Austrian
Christmas
friends.
party. Yeah.
The grumpy Christmas party. Positive grumpiness, eh?
Yeah, positive.
There's a
grumpy.
big difference.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. All right, but some great insights about Sebastian, where he's at, and I didn't know about the situation in Portugal with the factory and the prototypes there. Nice to know. It's close. Jesse Struik has another question. Does Duotone has a patent on the Power XT? Because I don't see other brands use the ratchet system. There.
Okay, there are two. Yes, we do have a patent. Since we are protecting all our good ideas or innovations, call it, since a couple of years. So it has become Boards and More standard. So all the brands are doing this within Boards and More, because we are investing so much money into our R&D. We have, of course, you don't know for fact, but you get about your competitors when you're working in the industry for so long, like DANI and me, and we do have that feeling that our brands are spending the highest amount of money in R&D, and of course you want to protect that. I think that is logical nowadays, but that's only one part of it. The other part of the story is that the mold costs of the Power XT are so dramatic that I doubt that even if the patent runs out, or if we would have not, in theory, protected it with a patent, that anyone would have copied it. Because once again, windsurfing is not a super mega big industry like computer or mobile phone industry. And I doubt that any one of our competitors would be able to afford the mold costs, which are necessary for that product. So basically, you could say it's a double.
Yeah. Makes sense. But let's see if when the patent runs out, if other brands will start coming up.
But to answer that one, that will take a bit longer now, since we do have our here, Uli Bitterolf, and he's very firm with patents. And when we came up with version 2.0, which has a couple of innovations in it, basically making it a flawless product finally, compared to one, you can always extend your patent if you have new innovations. And so version 1 patent would, I think it would run out in a couple of years, but version 2 got re-patented.
Wow.
So it will take for anyone to be able to copy it.
Smart
Once
guy,
again,
this Uli, eh?
yeah, the guy, you know Uli. Uli is.
Of course, he was here a couple of weeks ago. It's.
Yeah. He's a typical German Schwabe, and everyone who is firm with Germans knows what this means.
I don't know the Schwabe.
Schwabe?
The Schwabe.
It's difficult to explain, but he's a typical German.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, careful, Austrian.
You know, Austrians, Germans.
Yeah, it's always a little thing.
No. Come on. The South Germans and the Swiss and the Austrians. Hey. Woohoo.
Big friends. One family.
Big friends, yeah. So it's, I can notice the love already here. No, but well done by Uli. He found a loophole. He extended the patent a little bit longer. Good. Well done, Uli. And see you soon back here. Eh? Practice more wing and kite foiling.
But he's still one of the most passionate windsurfers.
Yeah.
His passion is in windsurfing.
Yeah, but he came here. He was also addicted to the kite foil. But windsurfing, when it's good conditions,
he will be there.
He will be on the windsurfing set for sure.
He's a windsurfing groupie.
Yeah. Now he was here on the water every day, all day. It was unbelievable. It was nice to see that there is passion. It's anyway what we see here. Always
everybody has the passion.
It's all about just the passion and being on the water, and we all do it because we love the sport. Rasmus Saurin has another question. By looking at other companies, what do you think about kinetic made boards? At least Cobra is not that more of a monopolist.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see that other factories are making great boards as well, and it's always good to have a certain variety of products on the market as well. You can take it, you can say it's better or worse, or any kind. That well made, and also the Cobra boards are really well made. In terms of production, it kind of follows its own path, I would say, in terms of construction. So you cannot really say that the Cobra board from this brand is the same as from the other brand. they are quite versatile, and therefore I would not just say this board is from the Kinetic factory and this board is from the Cobra factory, this is better or the other is better. You really have to look specific at the product at the end of the day.
Let me add one more point to that, because I think that's really important. I hate monopolies. Because monopoly is the end of development, and it's the beginning of ignorance. And best example, once again, Nokia. Nokia had no competition, and that was their end. Because then they became ignorant. They didn't even look at Apple. They laughed at Apple, and now they're dead. And we love competition. Don't get us wrong. Whenever we are like, oh yeah, we have the best product, of course you have to be proud, and we are proud. And I think we can be proud in certain ways. But we love competition only for the fact that we get never slower, or we become slower, or even ignorant, because you have to challenge yourself every day. That's life.
Well, Raoul, thank you.
And that's development.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think this was a perfect closure to all the questions, because we've run out of time, unfortunately, already. Dani and Raoul, thank you guys so much for your time. We've run through a lot of questions. We had some minor audio difficulties, but we've managed to solve everything. Thanks for the time. Keep on going. Make more of those beautiful products. We are looking forward to 1st of March, when we will see some more new products from you guys. And thanks so much.
Yes, thank you so much. And hope you don't switch your job, become a TV hoster. You're so good at this, what you're doing.
We have some offers.
The Duotone Pro Center. We all love you. We all love you.
I will stay here. Thank you guys. You guys are always welcome. Come visit us, and we will make a party here, windsurfing, everything good. I will not go and switch my career. Don't worry.
Very good. Fantastic
Making
job.
me too nervous. All right, guys, thanks. We will slowly say goodbye and start closing the show. We have one more question from Marco. You have something to say to the people at home.
We definitely have to say first.
Take the slide. Yeah.
So now we're gonna come to the highlight, because you guys can win a new Duotone Team Series harness, which really everybody of the whole team, doesn't matter if freestyler, slalom rider, wave rider, everybody use the Team Series harness, and you can win one. And the question is, when Dani and Raoul met for the first time. So put your comment on the Duotone Windsurfing International Facebook page, and tomorrow at 10 a.m. we're gonna announce the winner, and then you're gonna be the owner of this new Duotone Team Series harness. And maybe you're gonna win also the 7 days rent here in the center. So you're gonna have a new harness, and you can try them here with the best product on the water here in Tenerife.
Thank you so much, Marco. Yes, don't forget, to win your 7 days of free rent in the Duotone Pro Center, you just have to answer this question. Name all the activities we have to offer here in DPC. Of course, the answer for the harness goes on to Duotone Windsurfing International. The answer to the DPC question goes onto our page. So don't forget. For now, I thank you all very much for watching all these weeks. If you want to look them back, you can find them. And maybe we will be back one day, maybe not.
Thanks, Joost. It was a great time.
It was great.
Hopefully see you soon again.
I will be here.
Maybe we're gonna have a different meet and greet again as last year.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna have people here. We're gonna welcome people here again in the center, having a chat with our customers.
Yes. Maybe one day we can meet again with more people close. But until then, we just open the center, we go windsurfing, and we bring the meet and greets to you. But for now, it's finished. Have a good evening, everybody.